Welcome back to the show. I'm Nugget. This is my co-host Mwest, and today we have the Nintendo Direct that just happened this week, and this has to be addressed because the truth of the matter is Nintendo is kind of mid.
I agree with that. I There was only a few things that caught my eye that really stood out, and I've been called a Nintendo hater. So, in today's episode, I'm hoping that we talk about what we like, what we didn't like, and we kind of expose some truths about Nintendo. And hopefully, you guys don't go off and chat and call us haters or Nintendo lovers. Just be honest about the console and its current state. Now, what did you like? What didn't you like?
Um, okay, you're right. You're right. Let me back up. Let's do the Oreo method with this whole thing. The things that I did like Mickey, Epic Mickey.
Okay.
I'm a huge Disney fan. And so I'm excited to try Epic Mickey because I didn't play it the first go around. I think on like the Wii U or like whenever it came out for the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a good game for me to try. I think Grounded coming to the Nintendo Switch is a huge W. That's a Nintendo Switch S game, and of course, we all kind of knew that one. We kind of predicted that one on our last episode with the Xbox leaks, but it's still good to have it confirmed. And after that, it kind of gets it's slim for me. Everything else is just The Ocean game was cool. Um, I really would like to do that, but I didn't have many things that kind of stood out to me. And then as far as the things that they could do better, I I believe that the days of E3 are far superior to the days of today because when E3 was a thing, instead of having all these miniature mid ass directs, you had to
Mm-hmm.
have everybody bring their A game. So that was something that I felt we're going to be missing going forward. Is now this is the new generation of gaming news. Is like these little 15-minute directs where it's like they give you a little bit but not a lot. And it's not
Right.
just Nintendo. PlayStation is the same thing with them
Right.
doing a direct and then 7 days later another one. So I feel like that's where we are now.
All right. So boom, I'm gonna just shoot them at you. Boom, boom, boom. Then tell you what I didn't like, and then kind of land somewhere in the middle. Right? Is that the Oreo method? Good, bad, and then kind of middle.
Yeah, I didn't even land in the middle. So I'm gonna let you do that. I messed. I just did good and bad.
All right. So I was interested in the new Contra game. What is it called? The Contra Operation Gulag. That looked pretty cool. I've always been a Contra fan. Never got a chance to really play it in arcades, and now I get a chance to play it on the Switch, which I think is going to be cool. It looked updated, it looked fun. The other game that I was very, very interested in because of my background, I wanted to be a marine biologist all my life. And then I saw Jaws and Orca the Killer Whale, super old movies. You guys don't have to look it up, but they kind of changed my trajectory because that scared the shit out of me, and I never wanted to be in the ocean. So Endless Ocean looks really cool, right? Those are the two things that I saw in the direct that I thought were cool. The bad for me, right up front, all right, two things I want to call out. I think Nintendo 100% needs a hardware refresh, and then they also need to fix their online. I think their online infrastructure is terrible, right? So I say those things because Endless Ocean is a 30-player game, right? How to am I going to talk to my friends or communicate with them? With two people, with three people, I don't think that's even possible. So I'll be able to see you, wave at you, emote at you, and then that's it. There's no type of communication. I think it's just going to be a great premise. It's going to be bad execution. Star Wars Battlefront, super old game, and looks
what?
super.
Yeah. Oh my
What you want to
gosh.
jump in? If you want to jump in, come on, jump in. What you got for me?
Why? Why the hell do we need a Battlefront like? And this isn't a Nintendo thing. They did it for all consoles. But who the hell asked for this? You know.
I don't
And
know.
here's a. And I'm gonna piggyback off of your critique with the Nintendo Switch Online. I'm, as a Switch fan, almost okay with the shitty infrastructure. What I'm not okay with is Nintendo Switch Online giving us SNES, NES, and Nintendo 64 games on the back catalog, but not GameCube. GameCube is arguably their best library, their peak library. Why wouldn't you have that as a catalog? You're giving us these constant updates of, hey, we're going to be adding some new SNES, NES, and N64 game. Like, those games are cool, but give us more things that we would like to play. Give us, the Mario Sunshines, the Pokemon,
Facts.
whichever one, like all the GameCube games that were hot. Give us those, or some of them at least. And I think they're dropping the ball. So that was another thing that I didn't like is that they gave us updates for more old ass games instead of saying, "Hey, we're going to be adding something to It's like the online service; they don't care, and that's kind of where I want to pivot the podcast to is
Okay.
Nintendo. Seems like they are the kings of just enough to get by. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think without exclusivities, I don't know where Nintendo would stand, right? And I don't. I'm a huge nostalgic Nintendo fan. I've been playing Nintendo all my life. Owned every Nintendo console except for the GameCube, and I just feel like their what is the third party games are horrible. They don't look good, and we always land in this place that I want to touch on. It games don't have to look the best as long as they're fun, they're enjoyable, and we've been giving Nintendo that pass for way too long. Like Nintendo, some of your games got to look a little bit nicer, and you can't just hide your
No, wait,
games
wait,
with
wait,
a
wait,
bunch of colors and
wait.
splash, and then I'm tired of that,
No,
man. Some
okay.
games got to look
Wait a
decent.
minute. Okay, we're on two different paths there.
Okay, what do you got? What do you got? Talk to me.
I I'm the complete opposite, right? I feel
Hmm.
like graphically, why the hell do we need a Switch 2 to be as powerful as a PS4 and an Xbox One? So I don't want to see Mario in 4K, bro. Mario is Mario. We don't need to keep HD in Mario. I get what you're saying. Why the hell do we need more high definition version of Mario? I'm currently playing Mario Sunshine right now, and it still is a solid looking game. And I showed it to you before we got on here. Mario
Hmm.
Sunshine is 20 years old and it looks pretty damn good.
I'll
So
tell you
the
why.
graphics aren't the problem.
I'll tell you why. Okay, so Nintendo does a good job, their first party games, at doing whatever they can, taking out sound, games, adding a lot of color and vibrancy and stuff like that. And the games look okay. But right when you get to these third party games that we would like to have on a Switch, that some other people don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation to play, they can't do it. And they have to play it and it looks muddy. Mortal Kombat was the laughing stock of the internet at one point on Nintendo Switch. And I think Nintendo doesn't have to make their new Switch graphically powerful for Mario, but they need to make it better so that the third party developers can kind of port some of these games over a little bit more comfortably, so that people can enjoy it if the Nintendo is their only console. And so you gotta bring it up a little bit. You can't just sit
I
there
don't.
and be like, ah,
It's a flop. It's a flop for me, regardless. Now I'll touch on this in 2 points. The first
okay.
point, you're right. Okay, if third party people want to bring their games to the Switch, they need to bump up the hardware. If the Switch hardware bumps up to the level of a PS4 or an Xbox One, and the games that are now coming out for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X can't be ported onto an Xbox One or a PS4, how are they going to be ported to a Nintendo Switch 2? It makes no sense. Like you're gonna bump up your hardware to the previous gen, which can't run the new gen games. You're gonna be in the same. You're gonna do a full circle. It's gonna be a full circle is what's gonna happen. That's my prediction. There's I don't think the Switch was ever meant to run third party games. I don't know the last game. I don't know the last Nintendo console that was
Mhm.
truly meant to run third party games, with the exception of the GameCube. And even then, it was a slight drop in quality. They haven't been a third party machine in ever. That's not their bag.
Well, here's where I think what's going to happen with Nintendo. So a lot of people, well, Nintendo has been making a lot of games on any other platform. They don't do any publishing, hardly ever. But now they've started to divert some of those games onto mobile, right? So we have Mario Kart and a few other games, and they need to get their content out there in slightly different ways since they refuse to put anything on PC. But I'm telling you right now, Steam Deck makes those games that are comparable
Bro,
to
stop,
Xbox. Steam Deck
stop,
does.
stop,
Steam Deck is
stop.
gonna eat. Steam
Oh
Deck
my
is
god.
eating up that portable market that Nintendo just can't hit
No, it's
with quality.
not.
Oh yes, it is.
No, they
Yes, it
aren't.
is. 100%.
Okay,
One
I don't
hundred
want to get.
percent.
We're gonna get off topic here, but a quick rapid fire. The Steam Deck for one is $550. Okay, so off dump, most people are gonna go with the Switch. Number two, the Switch sells not because it is killing the portable market, but because, like you said at the beginning of your discussion, was the exclusivity. The exclusivity is gonna carry Nintendo. Number three, Steam Deck's battery life is trash, god awful,
You
garbaggio.
you don't have a
Eh,
Steam Deck, right? So you're only going what you hear off of rumors. The Steam Deck OLED, the battery life is a lot better. When Nintendo Switch first came out, it was 499, very close and comparable to the Steam Deck. And the graphics of the Steam Deck is comparable to PlayStation
the
and
Switch.
Xbox in its current status right now.
When was the Switch 499?
when it first came out. What do you? I bought it.
What was it?
I stood in line at Best Buy to
Four
pick it up.
ninety nine.
It wasn't
I
three
got mine.
fifty.
I got mine month one. It was 350. There was
Oh
no.
man,
It was
I
never five. The
it
Switch
was
was never 500.
$500.
No,
We need to. We'll research and put
no.
this in
You
somewhere in
must
the video.
you must got like an extended edition with like some extra games or something. There
No.
even no
Switch
no.
was hella pricey when it first. All Nintendo
It was
consoles are
never
pricey.
500. It was never $500. We need to let me look this up. But either way,
By the way, okay.
Nintendo isn't competing with the Steam Deck. That's not their competition. They're not competing with anybody,
I didn't
which
say
is
they are. I'm saying that the Steam Deck is going to start eating into some of that portable pool that Nintendo has always had. Oh, my Nintendo Switch is so portable, and then these are the best graphics I can get. Not anymore. The Steam Deck is just as portable, and the graphics are better. So I don't want that excuse anymore.
that's not that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I would say my issue with Nintendo
Uh-huh.
isn't necessarily the graphics, right? I brought it up because I felt like they're able to skate on the online system way too much because they just go off the guys if we don't focus on that. That's where I was going. I didn't know you were going to go graphics. I was more so thinking about their online system being lackadaisical. The game chat is non-existent. The Switch Online service is still kind of made. You don't have anything that can compete with PS Plus or Game Pass. Like I was saying at the beginning, you're not putting GameCube games on your services yet. Like things like that is more so where I think they could pick up. I don't need more power just yet. I'm just one of those. I don't care for Switch power, but that's because I have these two big ass consoles that give me all the power I need.
Well, I agree with most of your points, right? And I just think that the online infrastructure is they don't spend any time working on it. I feel like they don't care about Westerners. They believe in couch co-op, and I'm glad that you want to continue to push couch co-op. But since COVID, since the world has changed, I can't hang out with my friends, and so being able to have a great online infrastructure and me not use social security number for my friend's code, like I want to be able to look up Nugget. I want Nugget to be able to look up Mwest, and it doesn't make sense that it's this long, horrendous number, right? And then there's no voice chat or even use of Discord or different things like that. And then another thing I want to bring up, Mario Wonder that came out, that was a great opportunity to like make it fully online and fully fleshed out. And it was like it was crippled right by the online that it came. It had some, but it just wasn't there yet. And it would have been great if I could have connected with Nugget and we could have played on Nintendo and used Discord and really had fun with this game that just came out. And that game looks amazing in the current hardware. But now we get Call of Duty, we got Mortal Kombat, we have a bunch of games coming out, and I think for the Switch to stay, Switch Nintendo has always made a lot of money, but I feel like this exclusivity train that they're always on can only keep going for so much longer. I don't know. I don't wish anything bad on Nintendo, but I'd love to see some other games come on there and us continue to get updates and not just throwing nostalgic Nintendo games at us. But like, oh my god, I'm gonna get the new Mario Kart 9 when Mario Kart 8 looks just like Mario Kart 9 and looks like they all look the same to me. I don't know why I'm paying monthly for Mario Kart at this point.
I think that exclusivity is never going to die for them, and that's why they're able to do what they do. That's why we have all these issues because there's really no competition for Nintendo, none at all. They don't have competition, and therefore they run the market. I get what you're saying about the Steam Deck and other things potentially, maybe chipping away. I don't have a Steam Deck. I did research it. I don't feel like it's going to chip away Nintendo's market, but let us know in the comments. You know, if you're a Steam Deck person or a Switch person or a both person, do you feel like your Steam Deck is going to overtake your Switch or vice versa? Or if you're a Switch person, do you feel like you're going to go out and buy a Steam Deck? You know, I want to know what you guys are thinking.
Before y'all come for me, ask yourself, did you buy the new Mario versus Donkey Kong? Ask yourself, are you going to buy the
That
new
game,
Princess Peach game?
uh,
Are y'all buying any of those new Nintendo
uh,
games? Because guess what? This guy buys them. I buy all of that shit. Okay, I buy those games.
Mario versus Donkey Kong didn't even look good when they revealed it. I'm not sure why you bought that. So you can't be mad at anybody but yourself. That game didn't look good. That game looked
Doesn't
bad.
matter. You know what I'm saying?
That game,
I just wanted to state some facts before people tear me apart that I do buy Nintendo games and I have kids and I do enjoy playing quite a bit of Nintendo games, but that's why it bugs me because people make too many excuses for Nintendo in general. And I want less excuses and I want more updates. I want a stronger, more graphics, a better console, new console refresh, and online infrastructure. You give me those two things and I'm good again for another 6 years.
I agree. Well, I agree. I agree. We can agree to disagree there for sure. That's kind of like how we both feel.
All right. You want to end it here?
Yeah. I think that was pretty good. But again, just let us know you guys' thoughts on Nintendo, their infrastructure, where they're going in the future. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fans out there that want to chime in and let us know what you guys are thinking.
Well, that was addressed. Thank you guys, and I'm out.